Hey there, welcome to the Lucius Lemire channel. Welcome to this very special video on scripting your ideal romantic relationship, your ideal romantic relationship moments, attracting it, manifesting it using journaling or scripting. This is for those who might want to try different ways to get themselves flexing a different muscle in terms of manifesting and just to get yourself writing. Today we'll be using the red entry to me, my entry to me journals that are up. The description box has a link to where you can get your very own red copy. There also exists a white copy if you prefer, a yellow copy if you prefer, or a beautiful black copy if you prefer. So without much further ado, we're going to be getting into this. I'm going to be showing you a real life example of some prompts you can follow for scripting and attracting that ideal partnership, that ideal date. This is great for if you are in a partnership already, or excuse all this. If you are already in a partnership, or especially if you're trying to attract one, trying to improve your love energy overall with what you actually want and what you actually desire. You're calling it in by living in it. It's next level. I love it, and I'm so happy I get to share that with you. Feel free to use any journal, but I do like using the me journals, the my entry to me, because they're simple. You can have an entire journal dedicated to your perfect or ideal relationship, and I feel like that things carry an energy. I believe that they do carry an energy and a power. So when you touch it, when you go to it, it puts you in this automatic state to be in that energy, which is such a nice hack. So we have here our page that we're going to be using in this square. What I usually put is the prompt, something that can help focus my attention, dial it in. So I would either put some hearts in here, I would put an image of what would represent the kind of love vibe that I want for today. What I have instead is actually a quote that I found that I really liked. So you don't ever have to get super fancy, but I like to in some ways. So I'm just putting a bunch of hearts on this page. You never have to do, whatever you don't want to. Make this your own. I put in a quote there. It says, "Thank you for always making me feel like the most beautiful woman in the world." That is what I want to feel. So what I want to encourage you to do with this journal when you use these methods is to be unabashedly vulnerable and open with what you want. Like, this is your book. This is your space. This is your ideal thing. Don't second guess yourself and go, well, oh, people might think, or this person might think that it's, no, none of that. This is for you to be completely just naked and raw and grungy and gross, and to really put your shadow aspects, the part of you that you delegate as inappropriate, onto paper, and the things that you want, that you desire but believe you don't deserve, or whatever, any of that, like, put it down. This is your space. So just be free. I just really need to drive that home for you. Be free. Okay, so I have a couple of prompts that I want to share with you that you can use in various ways. You can write them categorically on your journal, in your me journals. For instance, the first prompt is, and by the way, just as an aside, I am using, this is my journal, right? Like, I'm sharing this with you all. So you can word it however way that feels the most right for you, or not word it at all. So the first thing is you can actually write the prompts in in here, add your semicolon, or, you know, highlight it, whatever you want, like whatever's going to make this easy and fun for you, and then write out the answer next to it. Or you can just go right in answering the prompt. You can start here, you can use this whole page, like you can do anything you want. So you can even title it. So for instance, if you wanted to title it, you can title it something like ideal relationship. Or if you are someone who's attracted to men, you can say when I'm with him. Women, when I'm with her. Theys, when I'm with them. I. I would say if you're attracted to all spectrums, are you a little bit different with he's? Are you a little bit different with she's? Do you have a certain ideal with that? Or is it just a general vibe that you're going for? Like, whatever it is, be open. Do whatever you want. Make this yours. Claim it as yours, okay? I love the me journals because they're so digestible. They're so digestible, unintimidating, and simple and cozy. So let's get into it. You could title this Being with him. That's me being super girly. I don't know if you can see it. I have like some lighting issues, but bear with me, you guys. I'm not a public journaler, but here we are. Being with him. So the first prompt number 1, is how he looks at me. You can either write it out in whatever you want, like I did shorthand at, like at MSN or whatever. Or you can write it like, I love when he looks at me and doesn't realize he's looking at me. It feels sweet, awkward, and lovely when he doesn't realize he's stuck admiring me. When I get the courage to break his spell and ask him what he's thinking, I love that little sigh that comes out from him. How soft his eyes become, and how his body automatically moves closer to me to tell me what was running through his head. I love that he takes pleasure and joy in telling me how he feels about me and how I make him feel. I feel so naked. Let's get naked together. You can do this with me. You can steal what I just wrote if it resonates with you, but I would really invite you to just sit with your thoughts play some music, have something on in the background, or just sit with your own thoughts and get into that free writing space. And you'll find that this is a really great hack to get you to visualizing, because as I was writing this, I was pulling from my mind the visual of this ideal moment for me. Okay, so feel free to go deeper and relax and take your time and feel into those feelings. For instance, it doesn't have to be always, I mean, I would challenge your perception of what is a good feeling versus a bad feeling. For instance, I said it feels awkward when he doesn't realize he's staring at me. Like, it's gonna feel awkward in real life. It's gonna feel awkward. But, you know, that's not to me a negative emotion. So be open with how the languaging comes out, and also just notice what you notice about where you end up leaning, and let that be insight into me, you, right? Entry into you, digging deeper into how you think of love and how you see these ideal moments, and if you even see them for yourself, right? So, on to the next prompt. Bam. So we're back. These can be different. Don't limit yourself to one page, right? Don't do that. In fact, I love that this could absolutely extend, especially the more you get into it, which again is perfect for the me journals and how intimate they are and how cozy they are and how specific they are to certain subjects, because then it gives you more opportunities to use this space differently. Each page can have any different prompt in this. So if this page was all about how he looks at me, this could be about eyes, heart eyes you could draw or take a picture of and paste here, anything. It could just be a quote about how, you know, your person looks at you, anything like that. With each different page, each prompt could be a separate page. How powerful is it when you're feeling low or lost in love and you pick up your book and it's a reminder of what you want? It takes you right back into the spot of manifesting the type of love that you want. And when you have to say goodbye to someone that you thought was something, this reminds you of, hey, actually, you know, there were missing things and this is still what I want. And if it's not what you want, you still have the same space to go back in and rephrase and add, subtract, and just rework what's true for you moving forward. So a couple more questions are how he treats me, how he makes me feel, which could just continue from here. You could free write this and answer the prompts as you just continue going without breaking them up. Again, each prompt could be a page and you just can do whatever you want, or an entire 2-page spread. How I feel around him, which is how I was going into. I love that he takes pleasure and joy in telling me how he feels about me and how I make him feel. And I could go into and how I feel around him when I'm with him, or how he just makes me feel, which are two distinct questions, but they're definitely cousins. They're absolutely related. Examples of how he treats me could be you adding the things that you really want a partner to do for you. He calls me every time he has great news. He calls me just to check up on my day. He asks me about that thing that was important to me, or that small thing that I mentioned here and there. He buys me cute little trinkets that remind him of me, or our small, you know, intimate, private jokes. Again, the pronouns are for whatever your thing is. So if it's a she does, I don't know, whatever she does. Maybe she does buy you little trinkets that remind you of your inside jokes. Maybe you love that she sends you memes when she knows you're upset. You love that she gives you space. You know, whatever that prompt is for you that you want your partner to do and how they treat you, feel free to write that. And again, get really naked with yourself. Okay, and speaking of naked, one of the prompts that I want you to consider, and this could be an entire other page, is the next thing. What we do in bed, or what we do when we're physically together, however way that sounds right with you, how intimate we are, or how intimate they are with me, or how intimate I am with them, or however way you want that, whatever intimacy looks like to you on a physical level. I feel like that's important. I think some people forget that and don't include it because it doesn't seem spiritual or whatever, but like it's a part of a relationship. And if there are certain things that you want and desire, how you want to be treated or regarded in the bedroom life, yeah, write it down. This is the red journal after all, right? Get into it. So the little quote I put here was, I will never stop wanting you. Being with you feels like home. And that's essentially what my partner would be saying to me. I'm going to keep this blank because, but feel free to be as salacious, as sweet and tender, as raw and raunchy as you want. Write a whole, may this inspire your next smut novel. And if you do write one, please send me a link in my email. It is in the description box so I can read that beautiful, beautiful story of your tender love, or whatever the heck this becomes for you. Feel free to do whatever it is that you want here. Draw pictures, freaking post cut and paste images if you want to make it this sort of living, breathing vision board, which is essentially what these boxes are for too, low key. I love tricking people into doing things that will manifest what they truly desire. And be free. Like, I'm gonna keep saying that. Be free. Keep being as open with yourself, and discover the things that you shy away from when it comes to you. Discover the things that you like. Oh, I didn't know I liked that. Discover the things that you say, no, I won't write that down. Why? Who is this for? Where are we going with this? Discover that about yourself. Notice what you notice. See what comes up. Because this is, again, entry into you, right? Entry into you. Finding out more about you and where you're at. It might help you see what it is that you've been attracting, or how the things are currently in your world, because of how you actually think about things, because you're now functionally getting into it, right? Right. So by profession, I'm a coach, right? Personal development coach. And this is one of my secret questions that I really love asking my love clients who are coming to me for love life. I'd say to them, what do you do on a typical Tuesday together? They'll say, what? I say, go into the future. You're with this person. What does a typical Tuesday with you and them look like? And that's the prompt that I want to bring to you right here. Our typical Tuesday. This puts you really even deeper in reality. You look at your actual calendar. What does your Tuesday look like? And where would they fit in that? On Tuesdays, are you working from 9 to 5? Are you waking up at 7 a.m.? Are they with you when you wake up? Are you getting a good morning text from them when you wake up? Are they sending you a link on your phone? Are you the one sending them the good morning message? What does that look like? Are they next to you in bed because you, in this particular scenario, you made yourself married or living together, right? Cohabitating in a civil union, whatever that looks like for you. This then puts this in like grounds what we're scripting and journaling and manifesting into actual reality, because you are looking at your day. What does your actual Tuesday look like, and how do they fit in? So are they texting you? What are we having for lunch? Hey, do you want to meet up for lunch? Are they long distance maybe? What's going on with that? Are you asking them what you're going to make for dinner, what you're going to do for dinner? Are they talking to you about that? What are you doing at night? Are you cuddling on the couch and chilling, watching something fun? What are you watching? Is it your night to pick? Is it random night? Do you guys have a hat with a bunch of movies that you put in there and you just pick one out and say, this is the one we're watching? What are you eating when you do that? Are you eating? Do you even, this is so cute. Do you even get to watch the movie, or is that a major hanky-panky time? Is Tuesday date night? Is Tuesday, that night? Which could do with the previous page that we were just looking at. what does your Tuesday look like? So I want to challenge you to look at your Tuesday and see where this fits in. This is where you see where this person is in your life, and you're actually planning out what you would do and where they would fit in your day, right? So get to it. Let me know how that goes. That's going to be really exciting. I don't know if you can hear the smile in my voice, but this is one of those questions that really ingrains what is in the ethereal and in the feeling space and the mental space and in just the spiritual space into reality on the ground. I love this question. So you can write this as our typical Tuesday is, or what a typical Tuesday looks like. You can change this day to whatever you want it to be. A typical Saturday, typical weekend, a typical weekday. Okay, fine. But I do urge you to pick something specific, because that's where the beauty of this question comes in. But what do I know? I'm just a personal development coach with 3 weddings under my belt. Whatever. Now, we're on to our final section, right? Our final prompt, which is kind of optional. But this is low-key healing. Again, everything I do is low-key. These books, the amount of thought that went into them, it may not look it, and I get that. But the amount of thought that went into the simplicity of it and how they can be used and all of that is really a massive trick for me to get you to do what your true soul desires, right? And this is no exception. And so I would say, for those of you who would be resistant to this last prompt, I want to invite you to breathe. Breathe into this prompt, breathe into yourself, and at least listen and acknowledge. You don't have to acknowledge, but at least listen to how valuable it could be. Now, what my person has from others. Others being exes from your past. Others being even movie actors, right? If you want to look at Captain America and how, what you admire about him as a lover, or just as a person, as a character, what you want in that. Exes is the part that is the most resistant, because a lot of people don't see the good in the person that they were with for some time. But this is also a moment to heal those connections of Christmas past and find a way to reconcile them, so that the stuff from that, you bring in the good stuff into your ideal relationship, or the one that you're in now, and remove the bad stuff. This could also be used in a different way, and if you are with someone, you note what he does, now. That's probably a difference. It really is another different question, or what your person does now, right? I don't know your life. This is just my book, so I'm writing it down for what makes sense for me. But what your person has even now in the present moment that makes you happy, that makes you feel good, or that adds to your world. So this prompt, though, going back to the original idea of this, what he has from others, is really essentially you looking at exes of Christmas past and closing those chapters, adding healing and light to those chapters, seeing what they had from this person. So for instance, I had an ex who would always ask me every so often in our beginning, early dating, what are you thinking? And I love that. I love being explored. So I love that he would just look at me, and if we weren't talking, it was a comfortable silence. He would just look at me and say, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? Where did you go? Or where are you? So for me, if this is an example that I would be providing for you, I would write something like X person. So I would say the person's name. He asks me what I'm thinking. Actually, I don't like that. That doesn't feel like the essence of what I want necessarily. Like X person, he wants to explore me, my thoughts, my dreams, my desires. He loves playing in my world just as much as he enjoys inviting me into his world, right? So like X person, you would write the name so that you get into that feeling state. Don't worry about it. Just do it. I know what I'm doing. He wants to explore me, da 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 da. Then you'd pick another person. Like this person, he wants to come to me and make things as easy as possible for me, and he takes on that burden, but he doesn't feel like it's a burden. Again, we're getting naked, right? We're getting kind of raw. So you make that what that is for you. You make that make sense for you. You make that connect to how you, what you enjoyed from past connections, and taking those tidbits and sort of making, I guess, your own like personal Captain America. I don't know. But it's really about you getting into the vibe of appreciating the past, seeing that there were some good in the past, and honoring those experiences and honoring them positively in the new connections. Because a lot of the times we bring things from past connections, traumas, etc., and they become this, this new person is now paying for the sins of ghosts of Christmas past, right? And that's not fair to them. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to this new thing that you're building. So this is just a way to actually heal the past, move from that, and create something new with your person. So for instance, I'm not holding my person to what my ex used to do in terms of asking me deliberately what I'm thinking. I actually changed it to the vibe of what I liked about that, which was he wants to explore me. And this is open-ended. He can do this in however way he does it. He doesn't have to do it exactly the way past person did, right? So it kind of leaves things open. So I would invite you to look at, what it was that you enjoyed about that thing and translate it to what you connected to and what you want in your ideal connection. So I hope you enjoyed that exercise. I hope you take time for each of those questions, feel into them, even live them, giggle, laugh. Like I feel really warm and soft and pink and bubbly in this energy that we were tuning into and creating together. Feel free to do whatever you want with that box. Let that be your anchor. Feel free to use these however you want. These are yours, right? The me journals are yours to use. They're not for anybody to see. It's not for you to go and like expose yourself or show the person. Maybe you could in the future, possibly, whatever. But lots of people have used lists, manifestation in all its different forms, scripting, to bring relationships that they desire into reality. I mean, if you look at, I know there's a lot of celebrities that have done that and they've gone publicly and said that, yeah, that's what I did. A lot of people use vision boards, and this is an active, living, breathing vision board because you were in it. It itself then develops this sort of power of energy that is about you attracting love, right? Because it's being, I do this with my bed. Like I try not to study, watch movies, eat, or well, maybe watch movies, but I try not to do anything other than relaxing activities on my bed. And sure enough, when other people sit on my bed, when other people are engaging with my bed, they feel sleepy. When I get to my bed, I feel sleepy, right? That's the vibe that the one thing will have. Now, you can obviously put a whole bunch of other things in your journal. It doesn't matter. It's about who, M-E, and that's you. But I really enjoy you spending some time with me. If you like this, let me know. Like the video, leave me a comment. Let me know how you might use your me journal, or if you've used scripting before, if this is a form of manifestation that you might want to use or get into. Which of your favorite prompts was your favorite one? I would really love to know which one really clicked with you and helped you get into the vibe of like really free writing and getting into that energy. That would be really fun. I would love that if you could let me know. And if you do decide to get the book, the link is in the description box below. Like I said, there's many other colors for the me journals. Let me know. Please leave a review on Amazon. I would really love that. Love to hear from you. And feel free to screenshot a picture of your review, send it to my email, and we'll see what happens. I'll leave it a surprise. So thank you so much once again for listening to this video. I know it was kind of long. I hope that this inspired you to do something genuine and true and connect to your inner self, right? Connect to you. And I pray that this is your entry into a deeper aspect of you that you haven't explored or you haven't given the light of your attention to, that's been calling for you to give it your attention and your light. I pray that this is, I hope and just I pray that this is a way to enter into yourself in a more deep and meaningful way. I wish you absolutely everything. Keep your light on, and as always, good luck. Bye-bye.